Welcome to the Parenting Versus podcast. So, yeah, we don't really have a plan right now. We're just going to kind of wing it.
Like most of America.
And like most of our podcasts right now.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Did you want to say
But what?
But it's our anniversary today.
Mm-hmm.
It's our 11th anniversary.
11 years.
Yeah.
An accomplishment.
I feel proud.
We are doing our best to
stay sane in the time
of
quarantine.
Stay sane and stay away from people.
Yeah. I mean, as much as we can.
That's not usually hard for me. I don't have a hard time staying away from people. I typically like to be away from people.
But you still have a social life. Okay, I meant to type in something and it gave me a park in Inglewood, and that's not what I was looking for.
What did you type in?
I don't even know what I did wrong. So we had bought a hotel room in Silver City for our anniversary, and we really kind of agonized over whether or not we should use it.
Because of the crisis that's going on in the United States right now.
Right. We're not traveling out of the state. And so Silver City is in southern New Mexico. Mm-hmm. And
southwestern New Mexico.
Right.
Southwestern New Mexico.
Right. So we were like, well, we haven't been completely quarantined yet. It's essentially going to be us driving in a car for 4 hours, getting to the hotel, and then being in Silver City, which is in the Gila National Forest.
We want to minimize our contact.
Right.
I mean, I wanted to avoid just talking about coronavirus, but that's like what's on our minds. Right. But the whole point of this whole thing is to minimize contact with other humans. Mm-hmm. The thing go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, I was going to say the thing is they just shut down California and now Connecticut and Illinois. So I feel like imminent, I can't talk, quarantine it's coming.
Lockdown.
Lockdown. Mandatory lockdown is coming. I don't know. I was really torn on coming. We knew it was going to be boring. We knew there was not going to be anything open. But at the same time, there's a lot of nature.
Not even just like the boring part. It's just what's the responsible thing to do. We're here.
Well, of course. I thought that was a given, but
we're here. The state has shut down restaurants. I mean, not completely. You can do
takeout.
You can do takeout.
We went to Little Toad Creek Brewery and Distillery and got some dinner.
Some takeout. Right.
And we got a growler, and we're sitting in Big Ditch Park.
Right.
Which is on the waterfront here.
So that's where the balance is, I think, because not only is the virus highly contagious and can be deadly for different age groups of people. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing. But there's another piece of this whole crisis is that there are people whose livelihoods are being affected. Mm-hmm. And that's local business owners, Right. So, I don't know. I think that's kind of like where I'm caught in this middle,
I agree.
So, but what we did support a local business here in Silver City. We're trying to minimize contact. I don't know. It all feels really weird.
It all feels weird. And I feel like, I don't know, there's so many different angles that, excuse me, I have really bad allergies, by the way, guys. I promise I don't have coronavirus. I have had ridiculous allergies for a day. Mm-hmm. We're just trying to minimize contact with people, but I think you can still do things, but you have to be intentional about how you do them. So we're trying that. I mean, we were in the car for 4 hours. We stopped at a scenic overlook. Mm-hmm. There was nobody there. Right. Checked into the hotel, went and grabbed some dinner. Now we're sitting in a park. There's nobody here. It's peaceful. We're having a conversation together. It's our anniversary. Probably not how we would have spent our anniversary last year or the year before.
Nope. We will remember this one, though.
Yeah, it's memorable. The brewery actually gave us glasses to go with our growler because they were for St. Patrick's Day and they couldn't open. So they were free St. Patrick's Day glasses with every purchase. And we're like, okay. And that's interesting because they're out, on some money probably with these glasses as well. Mm-hmm. But we're just here enjoying being outside, enjoying a new place we've never seen, staying away from people. Tomorrow we're going to probably travel into the mountains and go check out a ghost town or some ruins that are in there.
Somewhere where there's not a lot of people.
Again, not a lot of people. It's a ghost town.
We're really going to have to...
Right.
Going to have to, I mean, we're pretty used to each other.
Yeah.
We've been together for a while.
11 years to be
Does that blow your mind?
A little. I feel like
Like,
last
when
year
you
it was
just-
more like a decade. Whoa, a decade. Now it's just like a decade and some change. I think once it hits 15 again, I'll be like, again. Once it hits 15 for the first time, I'll be like, whoa, 15 years. That's crazy.
So,
Well, I was going to say, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Our neighbor was out and we were talking at 6 feet apart. And she's like, oh, my 50th anniversary is coming up. And I was like, well, okay, I'm a loser. I was like 11 years, not
11 years
quite
is
50.
drop in the bucket.
Like, but I was like, wow, I can't imagine like being on the other side of that conversation and thinking, wow, I've been married for 50 years. That's something incredible to me, you know? So it's just, things are different. Things are weird right now. People are out, but they're just kind of like, you can tell everybody's a little bit unsure of how to proceed.
Yeah. You want to be cautious. You want to be prepared for whatever is going to happen, but you also don't want to. You don't want to be like overly. What am I looking for?
Hyperreactive.
Right.
I mean, we experienced that today. There's some information coming to us. I'm sorry, and you have to kind of consider the source of that information, because a lot of it is like things that you could. Hold on. Things that you could be very reactive towards. And that's my first inclination right now, because everybody's on edge, and like my first inclination is just to react.
Right.
And I don't want to be like that. Yeah. So you have to kind of step back from yourself and think like, okay, is this logical? Does this make sense?
So rumors.
What's the source? Like,
rumors are just rumors.
Yeah. Where did this come from? All that stuff.
Your news sites should be very carefully like vetted, I guess.
Yeah.
Thought through.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Yeah, but the thing is, I was trying to think of like today, like positive things that have come out of this. And I know that that's hard, because you shouldn't have to have a virus like make you think about positive things.
Right.
But I think that we're all trying to make the best of it the way that we know how. And like for me, I'm thinking, well, if nothing else, this gives people time to spend with their loved ones. Like people are actually like having to I don't even know if that's the right word, mandatorily take the time to spend with their families. I think we should take a pause real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always, always on the run. Dreaming, dreaming, wake me up before it's gone. Faster, faster, this beating. Tossing, turning, will you ever let me in? I know.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah, there was a little sketchiness going down at the park, so we moved.
But the streets of downtown Silver City are isolated because everybody's at home, which is good. They should be at home. We should be at home, but we're not. We're
sitting on a public bench outside a closed down coffee shop, drinking beer in public, like a bunch of assholes.
That's okay. We're reporting.
We're anniversary assholes
For ourselves. Like this is
journalism.
Well, no. I've always said that this is something I want my kids to look back to and listen, right?
Yeah, I mean,
and understand what life is like. Understand what life is like, or what life was like for us as they were kids.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I'm taking a picture of you because this is just a really good spot to do that.
Okay. I'm glad you're taking a picture of me.
Okay.
So
I am sad the coffee shop is closed until further notice, though. That's going to be a problem tomorrow morning.
Yeah, but it's okay. Like they're at home.
Yeah.
They are with their families or friends. Maybe hopefully not with a whole lot of people. Again, I'm still trying to understand like what all this means.
So I want to point something out here. It's not that we're insensitive. It's not that we don't care. It's not that we are not taking this seriously. I think you have to take this with a sense of humor too.
Yeah.
That's literally probably the only thing that is getting me to not like lose my shit right now.
Right.
Is to have a sense of humor and also allow myself a little forgiveness for times like these.
Right.
Like, okay, we have been in the house with our kids for a week. We have been cooped up. We have been trying to isolate and do all the things. And yes, maybe it is a little selfish that we came here. Maybe a little. But I also know that we're not jerks. We're going to do our best to isolate just like we would at home here.
And you can isolate, you can minimize your I've said that word minimize way too much on this already, but you can keep to a minimum your contact with other people. Like, as far as...
There's nobody here. There's nobody around us.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a soul in sight.
Right.
But yeah, I think that we also need to keep ourselves sane. You know, I used to have like a Marco Polo account, and I used to use it a lot. I haven't used it in a while, and now I'm using it more.
Yeah, you're in touch with some of your friends that you haven't talked to in a long time.
Right, because it's a nice way. It's kind of like a video chat thing. It's like video texting, I guess.
A lot of people use Marco Polo.
Yeah, I prefer it. I like it, but it's nice because I can see people, talk to them, see their day to day. We can kind of talk to each other. It keeps us all a little bit more balanced, I think. But it's just one of those times where it's very hard to gauge anything when you feel like you don't know anything and you don't know what's going to happen next. And every turn is something new or different. But
there are a lot of things that we do not have control over, and I think I saw somebody post a graphic on like Twitter or Facebook or something. Some of the things you don't have control over, you can be aware of those things, don't forget about them,
right?
But also kind of let them go, because you can't control
right
what the government's going to do. You can't control what the virus is going to do. You can't control what people are going to do, like how they are going to respond by buying up all the toilet paper, buying up all the non-perishables.
Right. I would much rather be sitting here with you in an empty street, enjoying the sunshine and the fresh air, than being in an Albertsons, like hoping to God I can find a roll of toilet paper and like willing to beat somebody up over it. Like that to me is not a healthy use of my time.
Right. Yeah. Some of the things we do have control over is how we treat each other. We've been in close quarters for the last week. So, I mean, we are a little bit more prepared for that, I think, because I'm a teacher and I'm home for the summer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But still, it was very abrupt. It was unexpected. Like, everybody's lives changed kind of like in an instant.
Right.
You know? My work...
That man is circling.
Yeah, I know.
block.
I think they're just checking things out in their Jeep pickup thing.
And I'll take me for a ride in the back of that thing. I mean, 6 feet away from you, but like, take me for a ride.
However,
let's explore this unknown territory together, sir.
Right. That could have been taken a lot.
Yeah, probably.
So, anyways, yeah, like life has changed, not just for us, but like this is something weird to me, for basically the entire world. Life is changing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's nuts to me.
It is nuts. I also think it's made me stop and appreciate and enjoy smaller things, like I was talking about earlier. You know, sitting down and having a beer and just watching the world go by in the sunshine is actually something that I take for granted, that I haven't done in a long time.
Right.
And it feels so nice to just sit here and have absolutely nothing happening but be in the sunshine and just watch the world go by for a minute. For a minute.
Yeah.
Because you slow down and you think like, okay, like I can breathe. Everything is not going to shit. It's bad right now, but it's not as bad as it could be. I can still go outside on my own free volition.
Yeah.
I can still sit in the sunshine. I can still do this, you know. I mean, and we may not be able to in a week's time. I don't know. So right now, in this moment, I'm going to savor it responsibly and enjoy it. I'm definitely not going to be like the person on the news that was like, oh, yeah, we're on a spring break and we're just going to get all hammered like as soon as we can. I'm like, okay, well, I hope you get coronavirus, because that's a stupid thing to say.
Right.
But let me take that back. I don't hope he gets coronavirus. I hope that he learns a valuable life lesson in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
There.
And where are we though in that?
Exactly. Well, somebody could look at us and be like, those assholes.
Right.
But I also think, again, there's a balance. And if you think I'm an asshole, please come and talk to me and let's have a conversation.
Right.
Not too close to each other, but but you know, like, I mean, we can talk about that. Like, it's it's open for conversation.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people probably need to talk about it instead of just reacting to news.
Right. It just doesn't seem real to me right now.
Yeah, it is very surreal.
I've been listening to Science Mike. He's formerly on the Liturgist podcast. But he's been saying a lot of things. He's been a voice to me that I've been listening to through all this. And he's been saying some really, really encouraging things about like how people feel as a community.
Right.
And we are kind of in this like weird grieving process. We're going through the steps of grief as a community. Like there's and right now we might be in like the denial stage.
You know
what I mean?
I was actually thinking about that concept of like community reaction to things. I kind of want to go back and watch the series Lost.
Yeah.
Because again, like it's sort of like that picture of people facing a crisis and everybody reacts in a completely different way. You have the people that take everything and run into the woods. Like they just take supplies and run.
Right.
You have the people that completely isolate themselves from everybody else. You have the people that band together and try to create another society. You have the rule makers and the rule breakers. Like you have everybody. And it's just so interesting because I think even in society right now, we're sort of demonstrating all of those roles.
Right.
You have the helpers, you have the people that are out there working for food service, serving people who can't get food or who need meals, or maybe they're senior citizens and they don't have access to things the way you do.
Right.
Or you have the people out there that are, EMTs and they're out there working, or you have, nurses.
Right.
Like, my God, nurses are out there like for good, bad, better, worse.
One of the things that nurses have been showing those signs that nurses and doctors, like we're coming, what does it say? We're coming to work.
So you don't have to.
Right.
Or while you can't. Or to take care of you while you can't. Something like that, yeah. And that's so true. And they're putting themselves at risk every day. And yet you have Nancy over there. Not Nancy, Karen. Excuse me, Karen. You have Karen over there, like, bulking up on face masks at Walmart. And I'm like, do you not understand that those are not necessary for you? But those might be life-changing for somebody in a hospital who has a critical ailment or a critical condition, or somebody who has cancer whose immune system is already like weak and they can't be around somebody with a cold.
Right.
Like, it just makes me so angry because I'm like, it's not like people don't want you to have what you need for your family, but it's like, think about what you're taking from other people who might need it more than you.
Right.
And it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
End rant. I mean, I'm not taking all the beer,
Yet.
No, I'm good.
But that is your first beer in a while.
This is my first beer.
It's a good beer. It's a porter from,
actually.
What do we say? Little Toad Creek.
Yes, thank you, Little Toad Creek, for our anniversary beer and our St. Patrick's Day glasses that we got for no reason, which is great. And for dinner, it was delicious. And thank you for being there to feed us.
Yeah. 11 years.
Yeah, 11.
So
11 freaking years, and this is what happens.
Silver City. I can't believe we're here. This is crazy. We thought about, before all this was going down, we thought about Portland or Minneapolis or San Antonio. Like, we were looking at all these places, and I'm glad I didn't buy those tickets, because we would have definitely, I don't think we would have gone to that.
No. Well, we talked about El Paso too, which is not far from us, but it's still just far enough to where it would have been inconvenient had we gotten stuck.
We're crossing state lines, and it's a big city.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Right. So, it's good. I'm glad we're here. It's interesting to see a city quietly, and then maybe we'll come back and see it when it's more bustling. But this is actually a very lovely city. It's not a place that I've ever been.
And right now it's a ghost town.
Really enjoying it though. It's like really
there's been like
nice to like
there's been
see
like
everything and like
2
relax.
cars that have passed in the last
and one of them
15 minutes.
The same car that passed twice.
And one passed twice. And that guy's
guy
South
from?
Carolina.
Oh,
interesting.
he's lost.
Yeah.
Wrong turn, pal.
Right.
I'm actually kind of excited to like drive around and just see what this city looks like.
Yeah, we should.
I really want to. I actually kind of like it. My dad was saying that this is like, they call it like Little Santa Fe, and I totally see that right now. From where we're sitting, I get that vibe.
Yeah. They probably don't like that though.
Yeah, well, nobody wants to compare it to another city that's not their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, tomorrow we're going to try to go to that ghost town we were talking about, maybe the hot springs, hopefully the hot springs. Just see where the world takes us, I guess.
Yeah. Within reason, trying to be as responsible as we can. I don't know. I feel guilty. I have so much guilt right now.
But you know what? I feel
Yeah.
like you, even in times of like trial and tribulation, you have to celebrate the small things. Like, I really do feel like that brings your livelihood back. Like, you have to celebrate small things.
I feel like our anniversary is a big thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But us coming here and celebrating it is a small thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're going to appreciate it more. I mean, the hotel tried to give us the handicapped room.
Yeah,
which was super weird.
They said when you book online, they automatically give you the handicap room. I'm like, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, we were like, what? Do either one of us like?
So we didn't want to like take up a room that could have been used for somebody who actually needed it, and then also like the bed was super tiny and the bathroom was huge.
It was really weird. I was just sort of like, I'm confused as to why you're giving us this room because you have an empty like hotel right now.
Yeah.
Like literally, I think we were probably the only people staying there.
Yeah.
So it's a little strange that they gave us that room, but okay.
Yep.
So we asked to switch and they switched it. No big deal.
Right. But I'm ready for life to be back to normal.
Yeah.
I'm ready, and I'm also embracing whatever's coming next with this crisis. I feel like it's not going to get any better. I feel like
not anytime soon.
I feel like the worst is still ahead of us.
I think the socially the worst.
Also, confirmed cases are rising. Mm-hmm. The data for confirmed cases is lagging. Mm-hmm. So once testing starts to pick up, like we're going to start seeing more of that. We're going to start seeing more confirmed cases. We're going to start seeing deaths start to rise. We're going to start seeing our healthcare system really being tested, and we're going to start seeing maybe people who are connected to us contract the disease, right? If you know, so I think this is our opportunity to kind of be away from Albuquerque for a little bit. Again, we're trying to be socially is that a thing? Socially responsible, socially distancing, minimizing contact. Man, absolutely. I gotta quit saying that. But anyways, like let's change the subject.
Well, I was gonna say, hold on. I wanted to say two things.
Okay.
Thing number one, and this is so petty, but I'm gonna say it, guys. I'm gonna say it again. Okay. If you are involved in a multi-level marketing scam, you sell stuff online like ugly leggings or ugly jewelry.
We love you.
Or health stuff that doesn't work or whatever. And I'm not going to name names because I know people that do this and it infuriates me and I love them, but I do not love that they have completely bought into this BS. Please stop posting things that are like corona driven, like, oh, I'm so glad I'm healthy despite coronavirus because I take this shake every day. Like, don't post that shit, okay? Because you're taking advantage of other people's weaknesses and it's not right. You're also trying to make money off coronavirus, so fucking stop already. Point 2. Nobody wants your shitty MLM. Nobody. If you can't afford groceries right now and you don't have a job right now because you're at home, you're not going to drop $500 to join an MLM. Jesus Christ.
It is so deep as far as like the layers are concerned with that though.
I just, it's a pyramid scheme. Nobody's making money.
Right.
You're going to lose money. That's all I'm saying. We can leave it there.
The layers are deep though. A person that is selling MLMs truly thinks that they're going to help.
The only person that makes money in a pyramid scheme is the one on top of the pyramid.
Right. But a lot of people don't know that, which is sad.
It makes me angry, and I've seen more of this come up lately. It's like, oh, you should try my extra organic cleaning supplies since the stores are out of this. I'm like, okay, no. You're obviously missing the point of cleaning supplies.
Right.
You know, like, no, nobody's going to buy your hair care product that starts with an M and makes your hair fall out. It's stupid. It's terrible. Stop trying to sell people that crap. One of them was like, you can buy this online and it'll come to your doorstep. You don't even have to go to the store. And I'm like, bitch, have you ever heard of Amazon? Because any shampoo you want to buy is on Amazon and it will come to your doorstep. So that's not a reason. Okay, I'm done now. I get so fired up. I just get so mad.
No, it is angering, maddening.
Excuse my language.
Frustrating.
If your children are listening, I apologize.
Well, we have the little E, the explicit symbol on our podcast. So
thank goodness.
All right, here's what I'm going to say.
Sorry, I just went off for a second.
Here's what I'm going to say.
I just really get irked, okay?
Beyond that, if you're in an MLM... If you're in an MLM...
It's the apocalypse. Don't join an MLM. How about that?
Right.
Right.
If you're in an MLM and you truly believe in it, maybe take a minute to like research it.
Also, bitch, your hair's falling out.
Research it. Look up the science and not like cited sources from the person who's selling it. You are a good person. Like that's the thing that frustrates me, is that there's real people who find purpose and who really believe in something that's been told to them, and they've been given quote unquote data.
But here's the thing.
But like no, that's like the person piece. You know what I mean?
No, but that's what
that
I'm
is
saying.
So important.
People join MLMs, because it may be a quote unquote opportunity, they think.
Right.
But also they do it for the community. They want people
they do it for the community and
validate their importance.
They've been given
validity.
some quote unquote data about this product. They've been given a community. They've been given an opportunity to provide for their family. Like, it's all good, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault that they've been sucked into this. It is whoever's like at the top of this. It's their fault.
Can I also just say, like, okay, I'm
What?
gonna find this girl because I feel like you guys need to check her out on YouTube if you get a chance.
But the people who are selling you MLMs, they're not bad people.
No, I'm not saying they're bad people, but I am saying they're targeted for a reason.
Right, but
The stay-at-home mom is targeted.
The frustration should not be lashed out at that individual.
I'm not. All right, I'm not lashing out. And maybe I should clarify. I don't dislike people that. That's a sick van, by the way.
It's a Dodge Caravan, like
That
a 1990.
That is illy, and I want to ride in that thing.
Man, you want to take rides with everybody on our anniversary. How dare you? All right.
And in Silver
So anyways,
City,
what were
bro,
you gonna say?
you ride that silver.
Damn. So what were you gonna say?
No, I don't dislike the person, but I'm like, some of these people, I'm like, you are smarter than this. And I had so much more respect for you, and I've lost it because you were smart. How are you buying into this load of crap? How have you not thought for yourself? Who told you this was all right? Who targeted you? What insecurity of yours did they target and try to tell you that they would fix? And that's what makes me mad, I think.
Right.
You just got waved at by a man in
Oh,
a
I
cowboy
didn't see.
hat. He's Texan.
Oh, okay, cool. He buys houses ASAP.
You can buy my house. I don't even own it.
Buy this house, I don't work.
Buy this house, it's not mine.
So anyways,
So yes, it's just frustrating. Hold on. I wanted to find that girl on YouTube that I watched because she's amazing. Okay, so this is kind of annoying that her channel is called this, but her name is Kiki. Kiki Chanel. Chanel. Yes, it's a stupid name. However,
if you're listening, Kiki, we don't think your name is stupid.
I think you're brilliant. She's hilarious, and she basically just says it like it is, and I'm just like, yeah, get it, girl. Because she's super honest about things, and like, I love her honesty. It's amazing. She's out of Chicago. She used to be in an MLM, so she knows a lot about how it works and the structure. She was in Beachbody, and she'll say that on the thing, but it's just interesting to hear her perspective on things. Very insightful. So if you get a chance, I do enjoy a good Kiki video. You heard it here. 2011.
Yeah.
I mean, not 2011. 11 years is what I was going to say.
See, this
is definitely not 2011.
This is why science education is so important. The first unit that I teach my kids is the scientific method. And the scientific method, and I always tell my kids this, like, this doesn't just apply to like the lab that we're going to do. The scientific method can be used to validate any sort of information that's given to you.
Right.
And I tell my kids that if somebody tells you like there's a magical oil that if you rub on your tummy, it's gonna get rid of like your cancer or something. Like,
Young Living. Excuse me.
like,
Sorry about that.
Or if somebody tells you that there's a magical rock that's gonna emit magical ions into your bedroom.
I'm done.
You're done?
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Oh, I'm just really full.
Okay.
I hate way too much.
You need, like, if somebody tells you something, it's up to you to decide, like, is this true or is this not true? And I think a lot of people in the United States, especially for whatever reason, it's the United States, we have money and we are very quick to just accept something. Like, we want something to be true so badly. And we are going to accept whatever somebody tells us, especially if it supports like our feelings or supports our biases or whatever it is. Like, we are going to accept that without evaluating it. Like, we don't want to face hard truth about something that could be true, could not be true, that we are holding tight to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
And I teach my kids this all the time in the scientific method. Like, you have to go into something being ready to accept that you might be wrong.
Right.
And that is so hard to do as a human. Like, we don't want to accept that we might be wrong. I think that's called the confirmation bias. I'm not sure.
That is the confirmation bias.
So, anyways, there's something in discovering truth. There's a humility in that.
Well, it also goes down to, do you care about truth because it's the truth, or do you care about the truth because it proves that you're right? Do you know what I mean? Or you're going to call it truth because you want to be right? Let me rephrase that. So,
see, in circling back to this virus, you can believe that, like, there's going to be some magical potion that's going to prevent you from having the coronavirus, but the virus doesn't give a shit about what you think or what your biases are.
Right.
Like, this is a worldwide pandemic, and it's going to like move no matter what you think, or what your religion is, or what your political affiliation is, or what your race is, or whoever you are. Like, it doesn't care. It's gonna move, and like, this information is happening, and like, we're like, you can't deny something this big.
No.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's
a lot. You just have to critically think about what your information says and what it means and all that.
Let's take it back a notch.
Okay. Woo! Yeah, slow it down.
Let's take it back a notch. Like, yeah, we're here. Oh, that's a dog. It's walking.
Just a lone
Dude,
dog.
so can I just say, like, right now where we're sitting is very pretty.
Yeah.
We are in, we've said this already, we are in downtown Silver City, and there are these, what looks like vibrant...
I'm going to go to the other side of the city, street, and I'm going to take your picture. Keep
okay.
going.
There are these vibrant looking, very colorful shops. I'm going to take a picture here in a second too of the corner that we're at. But there are no pedestrians. It looks like this could be a very highly trafficked pedestrian area. You've probably heard it in the recording. There have been maybe just a handful of cars that have passed by. It is deserted here. But this is kind of a beautiful little situation here that we're just sitting here and kind of hanging out. But I think maybe we'll take a pause, or did you want to wrap it up?
Take a pause because I want to explore.
Okay.
Just want to explore a little bit.
Okay.
Then we can come back to it.
Sure. Do you want to find another bench somewhere?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Ooh, this is a nice one.
So we're gonna take a pause, and we will be right back.
This feels like Central in a parallel universe.
We're back.
Oh,
we're in the quad.
We're in the quad.
In Central in a parallel universe. Lindsay went to Bible college.
Let's not talk about it ever again.
What did you learn in Bible college?
I don't want to talk about it ever again.
Okay. Anyways, we're on the campus of Western New Mexico University, which I basically discovered existed, I want to say, maybe 6 years ago.
What if you were like 6 minutes ago?
Well...
No, it's actually a really beautiful campus. Like, I'm really impressed. This is gorgeous.
Yeah,
Guys,
nice
the longer
campus.
I'm in Silver City, the more I really like it.
It's kind of your personality. Like, you go somewhere and, like, you really attach to it. It's kind of like Palm Springs.
Well, Palm Springs is my forever home. So when you die someday, that's where I'll be. We've said it before.
You're, like, waiting for me to die.
I'm not waiting for you to die. I'm just saying when it happens, I will be an old bitch. Probably leathery. My boobs will be hanging to my ankles at least.
At least.
And you can find me in Palm Springs with all the other old ladies. Be sipping a pina colada.
Right.
And I'll just be on my flamingo float in the pool.
Yeah.
Waiting to die.
Waiting for me to die, then waiting for you to die.
At least I'll be dying in paradise.
So, the puppy.
So we wandered the town a little. Enjoyed just like the scenery and the architecture and things like that. And
Yeah.
for the
Bookstore.
yeah, we found a like a fun little like local bookstore. It's called Silver City Books.
So at first I thought the guy, so he had an accent.
Yes, he was Irish.
At first I thought he was like faking an accent.
No, he legitimately was an Irish human.
Yeah.
He was
But,
funny. He sold us like $30 in used books. So well done, sir. I commend your efforts.
$10 a book for a used book.
I know.
2 paperbacks and 1 hardback. So.
Here's the thing, though. We're trying
I'm
to
happy.
support the local
Yeah.
economy, and right now, I'm happy to do that.
Uh-huh. And
happy
we're gonna
to do
need some books.
Uh-huh.
Is that what I said?
Uh-huh. As you stroked your beard. Don't do it. God, that makes me so uncomfortable. I just don't like it. I don't know. It's like creeper.
Okay.
So yeah, my phone died. So now it's really the apocalypse for me. No technology. There's no way out.
How did your phone die so soon? I guess you were on it all the way here.
Kind of.
I have an extra.
Oh my god. As he literally pulls an extra phone out of his pocket. What
Yeah.
are you doing?
I have an extra phone if
Why
you want
do
to
you
use
have that with you?
it. Why not? I have 2 phones.
Oh my gosh. Like,
I won. So there's a backstory. I won.
Juan? You Juan?
We've had this discussion before.
Yeah, Juan.
I've won. I won. Won?
One.
I won.
Thank you.
1 sounds like the number 1.
Just say it.
I won. I won. I won.
Oh my God. Help me, Jesus. Bible college, Jesus, help me.
I was rewarded a phone during the Super Bowl from T-Mobile.
You were awarded.
I was rewarded.
Oh, I thought you said awarded. Like, T-Mobile's like, you are one technology ass loving mofo. Have a phone. We have awarded it to you. You're the big award winner this year. I just like had this blip in my mind of like you standing on a stage and just like giggling like, oh, it's me, I won. I
was
can't
awarded.
believe I won.
No, it's not like the Nobel Peace Prize or anything like
The
that.
Nobel? the Roy Ball Peace Prize. That's a Northern New Mexico award.
They awarded it the day before the burning of Zobra.
Right. It's the Roy Ball Peace Prize
Every Wednesday.
for the hottest chili. Allah. Oh no.
That needs to be something. The Roy Ball Peace Prize.
I feel like we should award that maybe.
God, I wish my last name was Roy Ball.
It's definitely
Lorenzo
not.
Roy Ball.
Do not. Have you ever met a Roy Ball before?
They're everywhere in Santa Fe.
I know, have you?
1 in 3 people in Santa Fe is a Roy Ball.
That's why they should be giving out the Peace Prize, because they make love,
Yeah.
not war, a lot. They have a lot of people up there.
Yeah. Lindsay Roy Ball.
Never gonna happen.
I guarantee if you Google Roy Ball, something is gonna come up in like the New Mexico area, like Santa Fe for sure. But
Yeah.
anyways,
I feel like now I need to know the stipulations of like, what do you have to do to win this prize?
the Roy Ball Peace Prize.
Yeah. I ate like all my enchiladas. It was crazy.
You have to contribute some sort of positive thing to Santa Fe High.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's it.
There's probably that's it.
Go to Santa Fe High and do something nice.
You have to visit Owl Liquors at least once.
Is that place still a thing?
Owl Liquors, yeah, for sure. Andy's is closed though.
Yeah. Oh, Andy's. That was like our Santa Fe go-to spot when we were young and dumb and poor, and we lived in Santa Fe, and we'd walk to the liquor store down the street.
It was on
in
its
a
way
Adobe
out.
Building.
It was on its way out when we were there. Do you want my jacket?
No.
You look
Do you
cold.
remember when the guy we were like, "Do you need our IDs?" He's like, "No." We were like, "Okay then." Like, we could be anybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good times. Good times in northern New Mexico. It was like 11 years ago that we lived in Santa Fe.
Was that 11 years ago?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's changed a lot.
So we were talking about how our group of friends have changed over the years.
Yeah, over the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Can't even. during that time, we had some friends from Starbucks.
You might want to be more specific.
Shout out Yaz.
Yasmin.
What
up,
you.
Yasmin?
She doesn't listen, but
I love her.
What's up, Yasmin?
We burned many a Zozobra together. We watched him burn.
At least one.
We watched him burn together.
Yeah. And I think that was her
magical.
only Zozobra, or first Zozobra.
First and only. I remember, Yaz, you were like, you're a Sagittarius. I was like, I am. And she's like, that's crazy. We shouldn't even be friends, but I like you. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how I feel about any of that stuff you just said.
Yeah, and Joey and her were just like, now we're just talking like personal stuff. But
just banter. Sexual tension banter. There it is.
Sexual tension, huh?
Oh.
We're on the quad of a university.
That's right. So much sexual tension has come and gone in this quad.
I could pretend like I'm
Please
in
don't.
college.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Do you want to go to the Midnight Moons dance?
Is that a thing in the 50s? Like, were you a high schooler in 1955?
College.
Oh,
do they have college dances? Did they have college dances once upon a time?
I don't know. It's a good
They
question.
probably did.
Hey, baby boomers, let us know.
Yeah. College dances before you were drafted into the military for WWII.
That's sad.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about that.
WWII.
That's really not where I was
That was
going
a major
with this
event.
conversation.
in history.
I know, and
Kinda
we're
like
having
today.
one right now.
Kind of like today. Yeah.
That's too heavy, man. I can't take it right now.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on then.
What are you listening to?
Well, I don't think much of my music has changed since the last time. Oh, no.
Britney Spears last night.
Yeah, so Toxic. we did a dance party with our kids.
It was a family dance party.
It was a family dance party. Last night was fun. Mm-hmm. We did Twister.
Yeah.
I called it American Yoga. We also did a dance party. Our daughter, Juliet, she loves what's it? Walk the Moon. Shut Up and Dance.
I don't know who sings that god-awful song.
I think it's Walk the Moon or Walking on the Moon.
I don't know.
Something like that. She loves that song. Dance, Shut Up and Dance. Mm-hmm. And then we listened to the Trolls soundtrack. Mm-hmm. And she acted crazy.
She did her moves. She did her 3-year-old moves. Mm-hmm. They were next level, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. I don't know
in
what
a dance-off, she would win, not me.
That's true. I don't know what I'm listening to right now. I haven't really had a chance to listen to anything new since the last time we did a podcast.
No worries.
How about you?
Same, honestly.
What did we listen to on the way down here?
It's kind of like a montage of a bunch of different things.
Yeah. I think there are podcasts in my future. Mm-hmm. I listened to Brian and Gio made a podcast. I listened to most of an episode. The one before which is the most recent one. So shout out Brian and Gio. They have a podcast. Check them out.
That they do.
I listened to yours and Ryan's podcast.
You did?
I did. The beer one, and then we listened to most of the
Tidal Wave books.
Which
Yeah,
was
independent
really cool.
bookstore in Albuquerque. Yeah. That was a good episode.
That was really good. I felt like that was kind of like in your brother's realm.
Yeah, I definitely was like, please take the reins on this one because like this is your thing, and he did, and I was proud of him for that. Yeah. So he did a good job.
Yeah, so that was a fun episode to listen to. The beer one was fun too. You drank a lot of beer.
I did. I drank a lot of Scottish ale. Like a lot of it. Ugh.
Be careful with Scottish ale because it's high alcohol content.
Yeah, which I wasn't paying attention to when I was actually drinking it, which was the hard thing for me because I was like, I'll just have this sample size. I'll have like 3 more of those. And then
what's the name of their little thing? Their brewery.
Well, it's a group of guys.
Do they sell their beer?
I don't think they can.
They just make beer.
They make it. They enter it into competitions.
Okay.
They're home brewing. They're part of the Home Brewers Association. Apparently there is one. They're called Chilway Brew Crew, because they live on a street called Willway, and so they all live on the same street. So one of their daughters is like a tween, and she's like, "You should call it Chilway," and so they did.
So they did.
Because
nice.
one of them's a middle school principal, so he was like, "Cool, yeah, all right."
Chilway Brewing.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was their deal. So yeah.
I like it.
And then we were there doing the interview, and the wives and girlfriends had pitched together and got them hoodies made.
Oh, cool.
And so they came over when we were there and gave them the hoodies. And they were all stoked. Really cool. So we got to like kind of witness that like moment. And I was like, this is so sweet.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it was really cute. So it was gross. I just ate a bug.
Yeah, bless you.
I just swallowed a bug. But it was a sweet episode. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
I am really proud of you guys with that podcast. You guys have been chugging away, doing an episode every... Yeah, I see these bugs.
They're everywhere, and I want them gone.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Every Wednesday, you guys do an episode.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't want them to get in my mouth.
I just ate a bug too.
They're like flying into our mouths. Like,
I don't see them though.
They're little gnats.
Yeah,
They're
that's fine.
disgusting.
We'll get through this. Every Wednesday, you guys have done episodes. What was the last one? Oh, you guys did the horse sanctuary.
That one's coming up, I think, next week. It's the Tamaya Horse Sanctuary. It's on and actually the Tamaya is a really cool resort in the Bosque here.
So once the apocalypse blows over, hopefully it does soon.
Yeah, no, the Tamaya is a beautiful spot to come and visit. But they also have stables and a horse rescue stable operation thing there. And you can ride horses. You can do like sunset rides in the mesa. You can do therapeutic rides. They're really
I thought
cool.
you guys were going to get a chance to ride a horse.
We did too, but they want us to come back and do one of the sunset rides. And I'm like, I'll do it. Tell me when. She's like, I think we should do an episode on a horse. I'm like, okay. I have no idea how that's going to work, but I'm down. I'll show up. I'll get on a horse. No big deal.
So I want to know, like, you've done a lot of interviews.
Yeah.
Which episode has been the most like surprising to you as far as like, wow, this is not what I expected, but like I'm pleasantly surprised, and I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, there's some I go into and I get really anxious, like, oh, this is awkward. What am I going to talk about with this person for an hour? That's a lot of time to cover this one simple thing. Are they going to talk? Are they going to be, I get like weird, but truthfully, if you offer the opportunity for somebody to talk about themselves, they usually open up and just keep talking.
And if they have a lot of knowledge in that area, then it like, oh, and you did the Natural History Museum.
Yeah,
that
that one has yet to come out. I'm really excited. That one's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
We interviewed a paleontologist.
And you took our son, Luke.
And I took Luke, my 7-year-old, and he got to ask some questions. And so it was like a Dino Nerds.
I'm excited to hear that one too.
Questions getting asked to an actual paleontologist. So he was really excited, and He did a great job. I think one of my favorite episodes still was at Painted Lady. It was called Painted Lady Bed and Brew, and it's like this bed and breakfast, but they serve you beer instead of breakfast. You have like a happy hour. It's down in the Sawmill District.
Okay.
Kind of by Old Town.
There's a new sawmill building there I want to check out.
Yeah. And the guy, Jesse, like, the thing that was interesting about him was, like, he grew up in Albuquerque. And you can actually listen to the episode.
It's one of your first ones.
It's earlier.
It's right after
right after we got the new mic.
Yeah. And it's right after the beer guy. The bearded beer guy?
Oh, not beer guy. He was the pot guy.
Oh. But, there was one where you guys were talking about beer, and you guys were in... the episode was recorded inside of Bozy.
Oh, yeah. That was a different guy. That was someone else. That was an interesting episode. I just wish the sound quality would have been better.
That one was good. The sound quality wasn't bad in that one.
That's good.
But I listened to that episode with my brother, and I enjoyed that one. That one was fun.
Okay, so my favorite episode was, this guy named Jesse Heron. He's like our age, my age, and he randomly, like, he was just going to buy a building to, like, make a house, like build a house and like
live in it,
or like he was doing he was thinking about buying some property and building like a house kit or like a tiny house or like a sustainable house. Like that was kind of his thing for a while. And he came across his property and he was like, well, this could work. And then as he was looking at it with the realtor, and I don't want to spoil it, but like you can listen to the episode on whatsupbbq.com. But basically the neighbors came down and they're like, oh, our relatives own this house for like 100 years. It's super haunted. And he was like, what? Okay, whatever. Like, totally not true. You just don't want me to buy the house. He bought the property. On the property was an old saloon, an old brothel,
I remember you talking about this.
An old building that was a bakery in Old Town. And it was across from the old sawmill, which back in like the 1800s, men would come down with all of their lumber from the mountains and process the wood there. And so the brothel would have been across the street. Wow. It's like they would do all their heavy day's work and then they'd come across the street and, have a great time in the saloon. And it was called the Swastika Saloon. Great. Yeah.
Why?
For real. Swastikas used to mean something they didn't mean regarding World War II. You can look up the history of the swastika. I don't know a lot about it.
Had a Native American
it was like
origination?
It was like a tribal connotation before it was a Nazi symbol.
Yeah. Well, in the chemo theater in Albuquerque, there's a bunch of in the wood beams. There's a lot of carvings and intricate like art pieces. And I remember going there for the first time. I was a teenager, and I remember seeing all the swastikas. And I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah. No,
then,
it meant something else a long time ago.
Yeah,
it was different.
It was like a Native American symbol.
World War II, and the Nazis kind of adopted that symbol and ruined it.
Right. And which makes sense because the chemo theater, I think, was built in the early 30s. I want to say 1932. Yeah. I might be wrong on that.
Pre-World War II.
Pre-World War II.
So that's it. But there's all this stuff, and he's like, we just wanted to talk about like, what is a bed and brew? This is a cool concept. Like, you didn't plan on this, and now you're here doing this. Like, tell us how you got here. Tell us what made you have this idea. And he's like, cool. You know, we started talking, and then he's like, okay, but do you guys want to, like, you probably want to hear about the ghosts, right? And I was like, wait, ghosts? Like, because we didn't know when we went into the interview.
You went in there thinking about this business, but then there was like an added bonus.
And he's like, oh, you didn't know about the ghosts? Like, no one told you that? And I'm like, no. Did you want to talk about them? And he's like, yeah, we can definitely talk about the ghosts. And I was like, okay, this is a whole different...
So did he give you guys a tour of the place and stuff like that?
We couldn't go in all the rooms because there were people staying there. But, like, we went into a bunch of them.
Anyways, I've been really proud of you with your podcast.
Thank you.
You and your brother. But I guess we're going to wrap this up.
Yep, we are going to wrap this up. Silver City style.
Silver City, quarantine version 2020. I don't know what I want to say.
It's our 11-year anniversary, so we're going to go celebrate that. Whatever that means. Probably watch a movie in a hotel room with no other humans.
Exactly. But you guys have a great night, and we will talk to you on the next one.
Ciao.
Bye.